Good morning. On today's edition of The Professor Helps, I really want to take a minute and say that I know that it is really scary out there right now with everything going on with the coronavirus. And as much as I want to just focus on the positive, sometimes you have to face reality and talk a little bit more about what's going on. There have been a lot of articles that talk specifically about what we can do to flatten the curve. I recommend you check those out. Also, you can do your part by not spreading fake news. So make sure that you check scientifically backed sources before you post things on Facebook. I think that one of the biggest things that we can all do, and it's hard for me because I love to connect to people, is social distancing. I actually had a conversation with a really good friend last night about this. We were going to get together and we said, you know what, I think it's probably better that we don't, just for now, until things settle. The other thing too is try to plan ahead. I spoke with my mom, who is the purveyor of all wonderful advice, and she talked about preparing for the future. So if you are going to be quarantined and staying home with your kids, you need to figure out activities for them to do, and figure out ways for yourself to get a break, for your partner to get a break. If you are a single parent, I salute you. That's hard stuff. I've never been a single parent, but when I am taking care of Vivian by myself, it's definitely feeling of overwhelm. Definitely is a big deal. So to talk about the coronavirus is to get very, very scared. And I think the best thing we can do is arm ourselves with information and make sure that whatever it is that we are spreading in terms of information is that we are taking it seriously. I had a opportunity to talk to a friend the other day, and we canceled our plans just before the event got canceled. And I think that that's what we need to do, more of that, and look for ways to go virtual. And believe me when I tell you, it is anathema to my personality to do things virtually. I want to see people in person. I want to shake your hand. I've been doing a chicken wing where I greet people with my elbow. It's what we need to do to stay safe. And today's message is about being there, which seems kind of counterintuitive to the whole not being there because you're social distancing. Think about ways that you can be there where you can't be there, right? So, for instance, a friend of mine had her baby shower all scheduled, and she can't do it now because gatherings of 50 people or more are disbanded. Also, people can't travel from other countries. It is a big deal. I think that it took me a long time to get from needlessly worrying about things to going into a healthy concern place where it's like I have a healthy concern about the situation that we find ourselves in. It's very, very scary. The best thing to do is social distance, wash your hands. You've heard it 5,000 times before. I'm going to say it 5,001. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. And limit your distance, limit your contact with people 6 feet apart. I think that being there becomes a different definition right now because virtually, do a virtual happy hour, be online with people. My biggest fear with this is that we're all going to go online to save our lives. And then what's going to happen is that we're all going to stay offline and stay virtual and not do in-person things before. So go ahead and leave me a comment and tell me something that you're going to do to be virtual. And also, because I believe in taking the good with the bad, I will say go ahead and leave a comment and tell me something that the coronavirus has stopped you from doing. I'll go first. One of the first things that happened is that a friend of mine, she is a diabetic, and she needs these alcohol wipes that you get at the grocery store and also the pharmacy, and they're nowhere to be found. They're completely out, and so she had to order them online, and that's definitely something that is a frustration and an aggravation. On the opposite end of the spectrum, it's not a huge deal because, people's lives are much more important than a performance. But I was really looking forward to seeing a play that a friend of mine is doing and has worked lots and lots of hours on. There's actually a couple of my friends that are in that show, and they canceled that show because this is where we are. So go ahead and leave me a good with the bad. Tell me something you're going to do to stay virtual and stay connected. And then also tell me something that you have missed out on, or you had to cancel, or you chose to cancel because of the virus. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to give you a quote to lead off for the day. Brene Brown says that sometimes the bravest and the most important thing we can do is show up. And while, again, that seems counterintuitive because I'm telling you to show up, but also stay home, but still show up for people, still connect to people, send people a text, give them a phone call, do what it is you can to stay connected, even though we're all doing social distancing. So I hope that helps you. Please, please, please share this message because more people need to know that there are things we can do and focus on flattening the curve. Go ahead and read whatever articles you can find on flattening the curve. So that is The Professor Helps. This is the professor signing off.